Have you ever faced people who push your boundaries, treat you like you don't matter, or simply act as though your time and feelings are irrelevant? It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's the truth. You don't have to tolerate disrespect. In this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful strategies to help you stand your ground, protect yourself, and maintain your self-respect without losing your cool. You'll learn how to set clear boundaries, protect your peace, and make sure others understand that respect isn't optional. You'll discover how to assert your inner strength without raising your voice or compromising your dignity. If you're tired of always putting up with disrespect, now is the time to make a change. Get ready to start the journey of standing firm and asserting yourself. Solution number 1. Embrace the silent stare. Have you ever tried the power of a silent stare? It sounds almost too simple, but this is one of my all-time favorite techniques. When someone acts rude or disrespectful, nothing makes them more unsettled than a calm, steady, silent gaze. People who try to provoke others are often looking for a reaction. They want you to stammer, get flustered, or try to fight back so they can pull you into their drama. But when you simply look at them quietly, without expression, the power dynamic shifts instantly. Let me tell you about a time when this approach worked like magic. I was at a family gathering where one relative kept criticizing everything from the food and decor to everyone's stories. When he made a disrespectful comment about me, I didn't argue or react. I simply looked at him, silent and expressionless. He began to fumble, grew uncomfortable, and eventually stopped. For the rest of the event, he didn't bother anyone. That silent stare was more effective than any words could have been. It didn't just stop his behavior immediately, but he actually treated me with more respect afterward, as if he finally understood that I wasn't someone he could easily dismiss. Sometimes the strongest way to protect yourself is to say nothing at all. When you meet someone's gaze with that steady, silent look, you're sending a clear message without saying a word. I'm not playing your game. You're not being drawn into their fight, but asserting your right to peace and dignity. When someone disrespects us, the natural response is to defend ourselves, to explain, or worse, to let it slide to avoid making a scene. But the silent gaze isn't about being aggressive. It's about showing that you won't be pulled into their negativity. People who make a habit of disrespecting others often do it thoughtlessly, without ever being confronted. But when you look at them with a steady, silent gaze, you're like a mirror reflecting back their actions. The magic of the silent stare isn't just in stopping their behavior. It also strengthens your own self-respect. Standing there, still and composed, reminds you that their words or actions can't shake you. Learning to simply look at someone and let the silence fill the space without budging was a game changer for me. It feels like a small act of defiance, a quiet but powerful statement of self-respect. So if someone is rude, crosses a line, or tries to make you feel lesser, try the silent stare. Just look at them, letting them feel the weight of your calm. You'll be surprised at how unsettled it makes them and how empowered it makes you feel. The silent stare says, I respect myself too much to be dragged into your negativity, and that's a message well worth sending. 2. Stop explaining your choices. Have you ever noticed that every time you make a personal decision, there's always someone who wants to know why? Why did you choose that? Why didn't you go to that event? Why did you leave that stable job? But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation about how you live your life. That choice is yours alone, and you don't need to justify it. When someone questions your decisions, they usually don't genuinely want to understand. They want to judge. They want to pressure you into rethinking or doubting yourself, or simply feel better about their own choices by making you second-guess yours. You don't have to play along. When you stop explaining yourself, you regain control, showing them that your life isn't open for debate or evaluation. Think about it. When was the last time you saw someone truly confident breaking down their decisions for others? Probably never, because those who master their own lives don't seek outside validation. They know the only approval that matters is their own. Life becomes so much lighter when you stop explaining yourself and start putting your energy into truly living the life you want. 3. Walk away when necessary. Sometimes the most powerful and courageous thing you can do is to walk away. This is one of the hardest, yet most essential Stoic lessons to learn. Disrespect, if tolerated for too long, doesn't just hurt you in the moment, it slowly eats away at your self-esteem and undermines your mental health. Stoicism teaches us that we must guard our well-being like a fortress, choosing carefully what we allow into our lives and minds. If you remain in environments filled with toxicity, negativity, and disrespect, those experiences start to shape your mind, leaving you restless, unhappy, and disconnected from the person you truly want to be. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of self-worth. It's a way of saying to the world and yourself, I will not allow anyone to treat me this way. This principle applies to many areas of life. Maybe you found yourself in a friendship where the other person constantly undermines you, or in a workplace where your contributions are ignored and disrespect is the norm. You might think, but I've known them for so long, or I need this job. What choice do I have? These thoughts are natural, but they can also trap you in situations that no longer serve your growth. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing yourself. It's not about making a grand exit or burning bridges, but about quietly and intentionally removing yourself from situations that diminish your sense of peace. This can mean ending a toxic friendship, setting firm boundaries with difficult family members, or even walking out of a conversation when it becomes clear that no respect will be given. In each case, the act of walking away is a victory, a choice to protect your dignity and prioritize your mental health. Let me share a story that illustrates this point. A friend of mine named James spent years working at a company where his boss regularly disrespected him in front of colleagues. No matter how hard James tried to prove himself, his efforts were either ignored or ridiculed. He thought, if I just keep my head down and work harder, things will eventually improve. But they didn't. Every day, the constant disrespect wore him down until he began doubting his abilities and questioning his value. One day, after a particularly demeaning comment from his boss, James realized something important. He couldn't control how others treated him, but he could control whether or not he stayed. So, he chose to leave the company, not in anger, but with quiet confidence. It wasn't easy, but the moment he walked away, he felt a weight lift off his shoulders. That act of leaving was his way of reclaiming his self-worth, and he later found a new job where he was valued and respected. The decision to walk away wasn't the end of his story. It was the beginning of a better one. So let me ask you, are there situations in your life that are draining your spirit because you're afraid to walk away? Perhaps it's a relationship that no longer aligns with your values, or a job where disrespect has become the norm. The truth is, not every situation can be fixed, and not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes the most effective response is to step away from the conflict altogether. This isn't about running away from challenges, but about recognizing when the fight isn't worth your peace. As Seneca once said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." Life is too short to spend in places that rob you of your joy and self-respect. Walking away is a statement of power, a way of saying, I value myself too much to stay where I'm not respected. It's important to understand that walking away doesn't always mean physically leaving a place. Sometimes it's about mentally and emotionally disengaging from people or situations that don't deserve your energy. Maybe you can't leave a job right away, but you can start setting emotional boundaries, refusing to take insults personally, and detaching from toxic dynamics. Or perhaps you can't cut ties with a family member, but you can choose to limit your interactions, and refuse to engage in conversations that leave you feeling drained. In each case, the act of walking away, whether physical or emotional, represents a commitment to protecting your peace and building an iron mind that is resilient to the negativity around you. Walking away also sends a clear message to others about how you expect to be treated. When you choose not to tolerate disrespect, you set a standard for future interactions. People begin to understand that your time and energy are valuable and that you won't waste them on relationships or situations that don't align with your values. These relationships aren't just about comfort. They provide the perspective you need to walk away from toxic situations with confidence. A powerful lesson in Stoic philosophy is that your value isn't tied to how others treat you, but to how you treat yourself. One way to treat yourself with respect is by choosing companions who respect and uplift you. When you make space for these relationships, you cultivate an environment where you can thrive. It's also important to note that surrounding yourself with supportive people doesn't just mean seeking comfort when things go wrong. It means building meaningful connections during the good times too. The people in your circle should challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable to your values, helping you stay true to your principles even when life gets tough. As Seneca said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. These relationships are investments in your mental and emotional well-being, shaping not only how you see yourself, but also how you respond to the challenges of life. And just as they support you, you too have the opportunity to offer encouragement to those in your circle, reinforcing the kind of relationships that build mutual respect and trust. When you're surrounded by people who care about your well-being, you develop the inner strength to walk away from disrespect without guilt or hesitation. You stop feeling the need to prove your worth to those who cannot see it. The knowledge that you are supported allows you to move through life with greater confidence, understanding that your value is not determined by others' opinions. This is one of the core Stoic rules. Your peace comes from within, but a strong support system helps you maintain that peace. In the words of Epictetus, "He who associates with fools will learn nothing." By choosing to spend your time with those who align with your values, you protect your inner peace and cultivate the strength to face life's challenges. It's worth reflecting on this, because your peace of mind depends on the quality of the relationships you nurture. Take a moment to evaluate your circle. Are there connections that need to be strengthened, or perhaps some that need to be released? Walking away from toxic people becomes easier when you know you are surrounded by those who care for you. And remember, the goal is not to isolate yourself, but to build meaningful connections that uplift you and align with the kind of life you want to live. Modern Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, but the right people can help you uncover that strength when you feel lost. Your value is not defined by others' treatment of you, but by the way you treat yourself and the company you keep. By surrounding yourself with people who encourage, inspire, and respect you, you lay the foundation for a life built on peace and resilience. And when you find yourself facing disrespect, you'll know that you have a circle of support to lean on, a reminder that you are never alone in your journey toward inner peace and personal growth. Surround yourself with those who see your worth, and you'll find it easier to walk away from anything or anyone that doesn't. This is one of the key Stoic secrets. Choose your companions wisely, and you'll build the strength to live according to your values, no matter what life throws your way. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a quick comment below with your Stoic mindset. If today's video gave you something valuable to think about, your engagement helps strengthen this community and inspires others on their journey toward inner peace. Thank you so much for watching. If you found something valuable in this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on taking control of your life and building the confidence to thrive. Don't forget to share this video with anyone who might need a reminder to stand strong. And hey, leave a comment below if you have a story about handling disrespect. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and remember that respect starts with you. This is one of the core Stoic rules, knowing when to engage and when to step back. As Marcus Aurelius teaches us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Walking away from disrespect is not just about removing yourself from negativity. It's about creating space for better things to enter your life. It's about choosing growth, peace, and self-respect over conflict and unnecessary struggle. The act of walking away is a deeply empowering Stoic lesson. It reminds you that you are not trapped by anyone else's behavior. You always have the freedom to choose yourself. Walking away isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of what no longer serves you. It's a way of saying, I am not defined by how others treat me, but by how I treat myself. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where disrespect is the norm, ask yourself, is staying here worth my peace? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to walk away, not with anger, but with quiet confidence. Because choosing yourself is not just a decision, it's a declaration of your worth. And when you walk away from what diminishes you, you make room for the people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your values and bring you joy. 4. Keep your distance. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. If someone continually disrespects you, one of the healthiest choices you can make is to keep your distance. This doesn't mean you harbor hatred or overreact. It means you respect yourself enough to protect your energy and peace. Creating distance gives you the clarity to see things as they are, unclouded by emotional manipulation or guilt. Think of your life as a private club with restricted access. Not everyone gets a VIP pass. Giving yourself space from toxic people is an act of self-protection. It's about safeguarding your mental well-being, preserving your peace, and making room for those who genuinely respect and uplift you. 5. Surround yourself with supportive people. Dealing with disrespect is emotionally exhausting, draining not just your energy, but your sense of self-worth. That's why one of the most important Stoic lessons is to surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Those who remind you of your inherent value, no matter what negativity you encounter. Modern Stoicism teaches us that while we may not control how others treat us, we can control the company we keep. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And those thoughts are often influenced by the people around us. When you are constantly exposed to disrespect or negativity, it becomes easy to internalize that treatment and start questioning your worth. But when you intentionally build a circle of supportive people, you create a buffer, a source of strength that helps you navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. A strong support system acts as a mirror, reflecting your worth back to you when the world tries to make you feel small. Think about the times in your life when you felt drained by toxic environments. Maybe at work, with a demanding boss, or in a personal relationship where disrespect was the norm. During those moments, the people you surround yourself with can either pull you down or lift you up. I remember a close friend, Paul, who stayed in a toxic job far too long because he thought he had no other option. His boss constantly belittled his efforts, and over time, Paul began to believe the problem was with him. It wasn't until he opened up to his circle of supportive friends, those who knew his value, that he realized he didn't have to stay. Their encouragement gave him the courage to leave and pursue a healthier path. This is the power of surrounding yourself with the right people. They see your worth when you struggle to see it yourself. This principle aligns with the heart of modern Stoicism, focusing on what you can control. You can't control the disrespect of others, but you can control how much time and energy you spend with those who uplift you. Stoic principles teach that inner strength is cultivated by aligning your thoughts and actions with virtue. Being in the presence of supportive people helps you stay on that path. It's not just about avoiding negativity, but about actively choosing relationships that nourish your growth. Whether it's family members who remind you of your strengths, friends who encourage you to pursue your goals, or mentors who offer wisdom during tough times, these relationships serve as anchors, keeping you grounded when life feels overwhelming. In modern life, where many of us juggle demanding jobs, family obligations, and personal challenges, it can be easy to neglect the importance of community. But just as iron sharpens iron, you need people in your life who challenge you to grow and help you build resilience against negativity.